The National Assembly historically completed its first full 5-year term on the 15th of November, 2007. After the assassination of Benazir Bhutto in 2007, the PPP secured the most votes in the elections of 2008, appointing party member Yousaf Raza Gilani as Prime Minister. Threatened with impeachment, President Musharraf resigned on the 18th of August, 2008, and was succeeded by Asif Ali Zardari. Clashes with the judicature prompted Gilani's disqualification from the parliament and as the Prime Minister in June 2012. The general election held in 2013 saw the PMLN almost achieve a supermajority, following which Nawaz Sharif was elected as the Prime Minister for the third time. In 2018, PTI won the general election and Imran Khan became the 22nd Prime Minister. In April 2022, Shehbaz Sharif was elected as Prime Minister, after Imran Khan lost a no-confidence vote. During 2024 general election, PTI-backed independents became the largest bloc, but Shehbaz Sharif was elected Prime Minister for a second term, as a result of a coalition between PMLN and PPP. Role of Islam. See also, Islam in Pakistan. Pakistan, the only country established in the name of Islam, had overwhelming support among Muslims, especially in provinces like the United Provinces, where Muslims were a minority. This idea, articulated by the Muslim League, the Islamic clergy, and Jinnah, envisioned an Islamic state. Jinnah, closely associated with the ulama, was described upon his death by Maulana Shaba Ahmed Usmani as the greatest Muslim after Aurangzeb, aspiring to unite Muslims worldwide under Islam. The Objectives Resolution of March 1949 marked the initial step towards this goal, affirming God as the sole sovereign. Muslim League leader Chaudhry Khaliluzzaman asserted that Pakistan could only truly become an Islamic state after bringing all believers of Islam into a single political unit. Keith Khalid observed that Pakistanis believed in the essential unity of purpose and outlook in the Muslim world, expecting similar views on religion and nationality from Muslims worldwide. Pakistan's desire for a united Islamic bloc, called Islamistan, wasn't supported by other Muslim governments, though figures like the Grand Mufti of Palestine, Al-Hajj Amin al-Husseini, and leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood were drawn to the country. Pakistan's desire for an international organization of Muslim countries was fulfilled in the 1970s when the Organization of Islamic Conference, OIC, was formed. East Pakistan's Bengali Muslims, opposed to an Islamist state, clashed with West Pakistanis who leaned towards Islamic identity. The Islamist party Jamaat-e-Islami backed an Islamic state and opposed Bengali nationalism. After the 1970 general elections, the parliament crafted the 1973 constitution. It declared Pakistan an Islamic republic, with Islam as the state religion, and mandated laws to comply with Islamic teachings laid down in the Quran and Sunnah and that no law repugnant to such injunctions could be enacted. Additionally, it established institutions like the Shariat Court and the Council of Islamic Ideology to interpret and apply Islam. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto faced opposition under the banner of Nizami Mustafa, rule of the Prophet, advocating an Islamic state. Bhutto conceded to some Islamist demands before being ousted in a coup. General Zia-ul-Haq, after seizing power, committed to establishing an Islamic state and enforcing Sharia law. He instituted Shariat judicial courts and court benches to adjudicate using Islamic doctrine. Zia aligned with Deobandi institutions, exacerbating sectarian tensions with anti-Shia policies. Most Pakistanis, according to a Pew Research Center (Pew) poll, favor Sharia law as the official law, and identify more with religion than nationality compared to Muslims in other nations such as Egypt, Indonesia and Jordan. Geography, environment, and climate. Main articles: Geography of Pakistan, Environment of Pakistan, Climate of Pakistan, Extreme weather records in Pakistan, List of tropical cyclones in Pakistan, and List of beaches in Pakistan. Köppen climate classification of Pakistan. Pakistan's diverse geography and climate host a wide array of wildlife. Covering 881,913 kilometers, 340,509 square mi, Pakistan's size is comparable to France and the UK combined. It ranks as the 33rd largest nation by total area, but this varies based on Kashmir's disputed status. Pakistan boasts a 1,046 kilometers, 650 mi, coastline along the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Oman, and shares land borders totaling 6,774 kilometers, 4,209 mi, including 2,430 kilometers, 1,510 mi, with Afghanistan, 523 kilometers, 325 mi, with China, 2,912 kilometers, 1,809 mi, with India, and 909 kilometers, 565 mi, with Iran. It has a maritime border with Oman, and shares a border with Tajikistan via the Wakhan Corridor. Situated at the crossroads of South Asia, the Middle East, and Central Asia, Pakistan's location is geopolitically significant. Geologically, Pakistan straddles the Indus-Sangpo-Sucha zone and the Indian tectonic plate in Sindh and Punjab, while Balochistan and most of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa sit on the Eurasian plate, primarily on the Iranian plateau. Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir, along the Indian plate's edge, are susceptible to powerful earthquakes. Pakistan's landscapes vary from coastal plains to glaciated mountains, offering deserts, forests, hills, and plateaus. Pakistan is divided into three major geographic areas: the Northern Highlands, the Indus River Plain, and the Balochistan Plateau. The Northern Highlands feature the Karakoram, Hindu Kush, and Pamir mountain ranges, hosting some of the world's highest peaks, including 5 of the 14 8,000ers mountain peaks over 8,000 meters or 26,250 feet, notably K2, 8,611 m or 28,251 feet, and Nanga Parbat, 8,126 m or 26,660 feet. The Balochistan Plateau lies in the west and the Thar Desert in the east. The 1,609 kilometers, 1,000 mi, Indus River and its tributaries traverse the nation from Kashmir to the Arabian Sea, sustaining alluvial plains along the Punjab and Sindh regions. The climate varies from tropical to temperate, with arid conditions in the coastal south. There is a monsoon season with frequent flooding due to heavy rainfall, and a dry season with significantly less rainfall or none at all. Pakistan experiences 4 distinct seasons: a cool, dry winter from December through February, a hot, dry spring from March through May, the summer rainy season, or southwest monsoon period, from June through September, and the retreating monsoon period of October and November. Rainfall varies greatly from year to year, with patterns of alternate flooding and drought common. Flora and fauna. Main articles: Wildlife of Pakistan, Flora of Pakistan, and Fauna of Pakistan. The diverse landscape and climate in Pakistan support a wide range of trees and plants. From coniferous alpine and subalpine trees like spruce, pine, and deodar cedar in the northern mountains to deciduous trees like shisham in the Sulayman Mountains, and palms such as coconut and date in the southern regions. The western hills boast juniper, tamarisk, coarse grasses, and scrub plants. Mangrove forests dominate the coastal wetlands in the south. Coniferous forests span altitudes from 1,000 to 4,000 meters, 3,300 to 13,100 feet, in most northern and northwestern highlands. In Balochistan's xeric regions, date palms and ephedra are prevalent. In Punjab and Sindh's Indus plains, tropical and subtropical dry and moist broadleaf forests as well as tropical and xeric shrublands thrive. Approximately 2.2% or 1,687,000 hectares, 16,870 kilometers, of Pakistan was forested in 2010. Pakistan's fauna mirrors its diverse climate. The country boasts around 668 bird species, including crows, sparrows, miners, hawks, falcons, and eagles. Palas, Kahistan, is home to the western tragopan, with many migratory birds visiting from Europe, Central Asia, and India. The southern plains harbor mongooses, small Indian civet, hares, the Asiatic jackal, the Indian pangolin, the jungle cat, and the desert cat. Indus is home to mugger crocodiles, while surrounding areas host wild boars, deer, porcupines, and small rodents. Central Pakistan's Sundhi scrublands shelter Asiatic jackals, striped hyenas, wildcats, and leopards. The mountainous north hosts a variety of animals like the Marco Polo sheep, Oriole, Markhor goat, Ibex goat, Asian black bear, and Himalayan brown bear. The lack of vegetative cover, severe climate, and grazing impact on deserts have endangered wild animals. The chinkara is the only animal found in significant numbers in Kholistan, with a few nilgai along the Pakistan-India border and in some parts of Kholistan. Rare animals include the snow leopard and the blind Indus River dolphin, of which there are believed to be about 1,100 remaining, protected at the Indus River Dolphin Reserve in Sindh. In total, 174 mammals, 177 reptiles, 22 amphibians, 198 freshwater fish species and 5,000 species of invertebrates, including insects, have been recorded in Pakistan. Pakistan faces deforestation, hunting, and pollution, with a 2019 Forest Landscape Integrity Index mean score of 7.42/10, ranking 41st globally out of 172 countries. Government and politics. Main articles: Government of Pakistan and Politics of Pakistan. Pakistan operates as a democratic parliamentary federal republic, with Islam designated as the state religion. Initially adopting a constitution in 1956, Pakistan saw it suspended by Ayub Khan in 1958, replaced by a second constitution in 1962. A comprehensive constitution emerged in 1973, suspended by Zia-ul-Haq in 1977 but reinstated in 1985, shaping the country's governance. The military's influence in mainstream politics has been significant throughout Pakistan's history. The eras of 1958-1971, 1977-1988, and 1999-2008 witnessed military coups, leading to martial law and military leaders governing de facto as presidents. Presently, Pakistan operates a multi-party parliamentary system with distinct checks and balances among government branches. The first successful democratic transition occurred in May 2013. Pakistani politics revolves around a blend of socialism, conservatism, and the Third Way, with the three main political parties being the Conservative Pakistan Muslim League N, Socialist PPP, and Centrist PTI. Constitutional amendments in 2010 curtailed presidential powers, enhancing the role of the Prime Minister. One head of state. The ceremonial head of the state and civilian commander-in-chief of the Pakistan Armed Forces is the president, elected by an electoral college. The Prime Minister appoints military personnel and key confirmations after reviewing merit and performance reports. Almost all judicature, military, and legislative appointments require executive confirmation, with the President holding powers to pardon and grant clemency. 2. Legislative. The bicameral legislature includes a 104-member Senate, Upper House, and a 342-member National Assembly, Lower House. National Assembly members are elected via first-past-the-post under universal adult suffrage, representing National Assembly constituencies. The Constitution reserves 70 seats for women and religious minorities, allocated to political parties based on proportional representation. Senate members are elected by provincial legislators, ensuring equal representation across all provinces. Prime Minister's Office. 1. Executive. The Prime Minister, typically the leader of the majority rule party or coalition in the National Assembly, the lower house, serves as the country's chief executive and head of government. Responsibilities include forming a cabinet, making executive decisions, and appointing senior civil servants, subject to executive confirmation. 2. Provincial governments. Each of the 4 provinces follows a similar governance system, with a directly elected provincial assembly choosing the chief minister, usually from the largest party or coalition. Chief ministers lead the provincial cabinet and oversee provincial governance. The chief secretary, appointed by the Prime Minister, heads the provincial bureaucracy. Provincial assemblies legislate and approve the provincial budget, typically presented by the provincial finance minister annually. Ceremonial heads of provinces, the provincial governors, are appointed by the president. 1. Judicature. The judiciary in Pakistan has 2 classes, the superior and subordinate judiciary. The Chief Justice of Pakistan oversees the court system at all levels. The superior judiciary includes the Supreme Court of Pakistan, Federal Shariat Court, and 5 high courts, with the Supreme Court at the top. It's responsible for safeguarding the Constitution. Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan have their own court systems. Foreign Relations. Main article, Foreign Relations of Pakistan. Since independence, Pakistan has aimed to balance its foreign relations. Pakistan's foreign policy and geostrategy focus on the economy, security, national identity, and territorial integrity, as well as building close ties with other Muslim nations. According to Hassan Askari Rizvi, a foreign policy expert, Pakistan highlights sovereign equality of states, bilateralism, mutuality of interests, and non-interference in each other's domestic affairs as the cardinal features of its foreign policy. The Kashmir conflict remains a major issue between Pakistan and India, with 3 of their 4 wars fought over it. Due partly to strained relations with India, Pakistan has close ties with Turkey and Iran, both focal points in its foreign policy. Saudi Arabia also holds importance in Pakistan's foreign relations. As a non-signatory of the Treaty on Nuclear Non-Proliferation, Pakistan holds influence in the IAEA. In 2010, Pakistan blocked an international treaty to limit fissile material, arguing it targeted Pakistan specifically. Pakistan's nuclear program in the 20th century aimed to counter India's nuclear ambitions in the region, and reciprocal nuclear tests ensued after India's nuclear tests, solidifying Pakistan as a nuclear power. Pakistan maintains a policy of credible minimum deterrence, considering its nuclear program vital for deterring foreign aggression. Located strategically in the world's major maritime oil supply lines and communication fiber optics corridor, Pakistan enjoys proximity to the natural resources of Central Asian countries. Pakistan actively participates in the United Nations with a permanent representative representing its positions in international politics. It has advocated for the concept of enlightened moderation in the Muslim world. Pakistan is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, SAARC, ECO, and the G20 developing nations. President of Pakistan Ayub Khan with U.S. President John F. Kennedy in 1961. Pakistan is designated as an iron brother by China, emphasizing the significance of their close and supportive relationship. In the 1950s, Pakistan opposed the Soviet Union for geopolitical reasons. During the Soviet-Afghan War in the 1980s, it was a close ally of the United States. Relations with Russia have improved since 1999, but Pakistan's relationship with the United States has been on and off. Initially, Pakistan was a close ally during the Cold War, but relations soured in the 1990s due to U.S. sanctions over its secretive nuclear program. Since 9/11, Pakistan has been a U.S. ally on counter-terrorism, but their relationship has been strained due to diverging interests and mistrust during the 20-year war and terrorism issues. Although Pakistan was granted major non-NATO ally status by the US in 2004, its intelligence agency, including ISI, faced accusations of supporting the Taliban insurgents until US troops withdrew from Afghanistan. Pakistan does not have formal diplomatic relations with Israel. However, some Israeli citizens have visited Pakistan on tourist visas. Nonetheless, an exchange occurred between the two countries using Turkey as an intermediary. Despite not establishing formal diplomatic relations with Armenia, Pakistan is home to an Armenian community. Relations with China. Main article, China-Pakistan relations. Pakistan was among the first nations to establish formal diplomatic ties with the People's Republic of China, forging a strong relationship since China's 1962 conflict with India, culminating in a special bond. Throughout the 1960s to 1980s, Pakistan played a crucial role in China's global outreach, facilitating U.S. President Richard Nixon's historic visit to China. Despite changes in Pakistani governance and regional forward/global dynamics, China's influence in Pakistan remains paramount. In reciprocation, China stands as Pakistan's largest trading partner, with substantial investment in Pakistani infrastructure, notably the Gwadar port. In 2015 alone, they inked 51 agreements and memorandums of understanding, MOUs, for cooperative efforts. Both nations signed a free trade agreement in the 2000s, with China making its largest investment in Pakistan's history through CPIC. Pakistan acts as China's liaison to the Muslim world, and both nations support each other on sensitive issues like Kashmir, Taiwan, Xinjiang, and more. Emphasis on relations with the Muslim world. After independence, Pakistan vigorously pursued bilateral relations with other Muslim countries and made an active bid for leadership of the Muslim world, or at least for leadership in efforts to achieve unity. The Ali brothers had sought to project Pakistan as the natural leader of the Islamic world, in part due to its large manpower and military strength. A top-ranking Muslim League leader, Khalaquzzaman, declared that Pakistan would bring together all Muslim countries into Islamistan, a pan-Islamic entity. Such developments, along with Pakistan's creation, did not get American approval, and British Prime Minister Clement Attlee voiced international opinion at the time by stating that he wished that India and Pakistan would reunite. Since most of the Arab world was undergoing a nationalist awakening at the time, there was little attraction to Pakistan's pan-Islamic aspirations. Some of the Arab countries saw the Islamistan project as a Pakistani attempt to dominate other Muslim states. Pakistan vigorously championed the right of self-determination for Muslims around the world. Pakistan's efforts for the independence movements of Indonesia, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, and Eritrea were significant and initially led to close ties between these countries and Pakistan. Although relations between Pakistan and Bangladesh were initially tense due to the secession war, bilateral cooperation has deepened in recent years. On the other hand, Pakistan's relations with Iran have been strained at times due to sectarian tensions. Iran and Saudi Arabia used Pakistan as a battleground for their proxy sectarian war, and by the 1990s Pakistan's support for the Sunni Taliban organization in Afghanistan became a problem for Shia-led Iran, which opposed a Taliban-controlled Afghanistan at the time. Tensions between Iran and Pakistan intensified in 1998 when Iran accused Pakistan of war crimes after Pakistani warplanes had bombarded Afghanistan's last Shia stronghold in support of the Taliban. As the Taliban returns to power in the 2020s, Pakistan cooperates with neighbors such as Iran and argues that Afghanistan should not be used for geopolitical rivalry. Pakistan is an influential and founding member of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, OIC. Maintaining cultural, political, social, and economic relations with the Arab world and other countries in the Muslim world is a vital factor in Pakistan's foreign policy. Leadership in world governance initiatives. Pakistan has been one of the signatories of the agreement to convene a convention for drafting a world constitution. As a result, in 1968, for the first time in human history, a World Constituent Assembly convened to draft and adopt the Constitution for the Federation of Earth. Muhammad Ayub Khan, then President of Pakistan, signed the agreement to convene a World Constituent Assembly, and Member of Parliament and advisor to the Prime Minister, Ahmed Ibrahim Haroon Jaffer, attended the World Constituent Assembly at Interlaken, Switzerland in August 1968. The first ever Provisional World Parliament, PWP, met in Brighton, UK at the Royal Pavilion in 1982 was presided over by Pakistani jurist and diplomat Sir Chaudhry Mohammad Zafrullah Khan. Administrative divisions. Main article, Administrative units of Pakistan. Administrative division. Capital population. Balochistan Quetta 12,344,408. Punjab Lahore 110,126,285. Signed Karachi 47,886,051. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa Peshawar 40,525,047. Gilgit-Baltistan Gilgit 1,800,000. Azad Kashmir Muzaffarabad 4,567,982. Islamabad Capital Territory Islamabad 2,851,868. A federal parliamentary republic state, Pakistan is a federation that comprises 4 provinces, Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Sindh and Balochistan, and 3 territories, Islamabad Capital Territory, Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Kashmir. The government of Pakistan exercises the de facto jurisdiction over the frontier regions and the western parts of the Kashmir regions, which are organized into the separate political entities Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan, formerly northern areas. In 2009, the constitutional assignment, the Gilgit-Baltistan Empowerment and Self-Governance Order, awarded the Gilgit-Baltistan a semi-provincial status, giving it self-government. The local government system consists of a three-tier system of districts, tehsils, and union councils, with an elected body at each tier. There are about 130 districts altogether, of which Azad Kashmir has 10 and Gilgit-Baltistan 7. Clickable map of the 4 provinces and 3 federal territories of Pakistan. Law enforcement is carried out by a joint network of the intelligence community with jurisdiction limited to the relevant province or territory. The National Intelligence